All right, so every few years, right, we're glued to our screens watching these incredible athletes do things that seem almost superhuman. But have you ever stopped to think, what if the next world record holder, the next Olympic champion, never even gets a shot? Well, today we're diving into a new platform that's trying to make sure that doesn't happen.
I mean, really, think about it. For some young, super talented athlete out there, having the gift is just step one. They need top-tier coaching, the right equipment, money to travel to competitions, all of that support. So the big question is, where does that money come from, especially before they're a household name?
And, that's the tough part. The road to the podium is just incredibly expensive. And the usual ways of getting funding, they could be super slow, really complicated, and honestly full of gatekeepers. It's this money problem that all too often stops amazing talent dead in its tracks.
But what if we could flip that on its head? What if we could build a totally new kind of arena for funding, one that's all digital, totally transparent, and powered by the community? Well, that's the big idea behind House of Sports Queensland. It's actually the second hub of its kind, following a really successful launch over in Portugal.
So what is House of Sports at its core? It's basically a platform built to tackle this funding problem head-on. And yeah, it uses blockchain technology, but not just for the hype, It's using it as a serious tool to completely rethink how we find, fund, and support up-and-coming athletes. And they're starting with swimmers.
Okay, so let's break down their mission. It's got a few key parts. First, they want to create this digital ecosystem that can actually sustain itself. Second, they're going to channel the money from that ecosystem directly into what they call SportsFuture scholarships. And third, and this is super important, it's not just about handing over cash. These scholarships are designed to give athletes access to high-tech coaching, deep performance data, and real opportunities to build their careers.
So, the big question is, how does this whole digital engine actually work? I know it might sound a little complex, but the ideas behind it are really straightforward. It's all about one thing: getting funds to athletes as efficiently and transparently as possible.
Okay, so the foundation for this whole thing is something called the Apertum blockchain. Just think of it as the digital bedrock for the entire system. Technically, it's what's called an avalanche subnet, which basically means it's a specialized network that's built to be crazy fast and super secure. And that's absolutely crucial when you're talking about handling money meant for athletes.
Then you've got these things called smart contracts. Honestly, the best way to think about them is like a super smart digital vending machine. Once a certain condition is met, like say a fundraising goal is hit, that contract automatically, instantly, releases the scholarship money right to the athlete. There are no delays, and more importantly, no middlemen taking a slice of the pie.
And this next part is where the fans, people like you and me, can really get involved. It's through something called a DAO, which stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. That's a mouthful, I know. But just think of it like a fan club on steroids. It lets supporters form their own teams, pool their resources together, and have a real voice in how they back the athletes. It's all about turning passive fans into truly active participants.
All right, so let's walk through the whole flow. How does the money actually get from a supporter to an athlete? It starts when a supporter engages with the platform, maybe by buying a cool digital collectible, like an NFT celebrating an athlete's achievement. That purchase creates revenue, which gets locked into one of those smart contracts we just talked about. Then, as soon as the conditions of that contract are met, boom, the funds are sent out as grants directly to the athletes. It's this really clean, totally transparent pipeline from the fan straight to the person they want to support.
And the platform isn't just one thing. It's a whole suite of tools to make all this happen. You've got Open Plaza, which is the marketplace for all those digital collectibles. Then there are tools like LinkHub and DAO1, which help the community organize into those support teams. And what's really cool is they even have advanced AI applications called SkyDApps, which help with things like scouting new talent and analyzing performance. It's a whole ecosystem, really, designed to support the entire journey.
But of course, the most important question is, who actually wins here? Who benefits from all this cool tech? Because look, if it doesn't actually help the people it's supposed to, then it's all just tech for tech's sake, right? So let's take a look at the winner's circle.
And what you see is this really powerful win-win-win situation. For the athletes, it's a game changer. They get the scholarships and the high-tech support they so desperately need. For supporters, they get a direct, super meaningful way to back emerging talent and feel like they're part of the journey. And for developers, it's a whole new playground to build innovative new sports apps. Everybody has a stake in making this a success.
What's really smart about this model is that it's built to last.
The funding isn't just coming from one single source. Revenue is flowing in from a few different places. From the sales of those digital collectibles, from tiny transaction fees on the platform, and from the community activities in the DAOs. It creates this really diverse and resilient economic engine that keeps fueling those scholarships.
Okay, so let's pull back for a second and look at the bigger picture here. This isn't just about one new platform for swimmers in Queensland. This is really about pioneering a completely new way of thinking about how we fund sports, right from the grassroots level.
And when you put the old model right next to this new one, the difference is it's night and day. We're moving away from a closed-off system with a few gatekeepers to an open one that's driven by the community. We're going from a process where you have no idea where the money's going to one where everything is transparent on the blockchain. We're shifting from fans just sitting on the sidelines to fans who are actually part of the team. And maybe the biggest change of all, we're going from a system where middlemen always take a cut to one that puts support directly in the hands of the athlete.
And really, this is the ultimate goal. Their mission statement just says it all. It's all about using this new tech, the Apertum blockchain, the Sky AI tools, not as the end goal in itself, but as the means to an end. And that end is empowering the next generation of champions.
So it really leaves us with this fascinating question to chew on, doesn't it? Is this direct, transparent, community-powered approach the future? Is this how we're going to unlock all this incredible, untapped athletic potential around the world? I mean, could the next champion you watch on TV be funded not by some giant corporation, but by a passionate community of fans who believed in them from the start? Now that is a future worth watching.